Now, from what I understand, this may be your last episode before you go on maternity leave, or you might have one more after this, but this could be the last one, right? Before you go into motherhood for a second time.
Yes, that's right. It's coming up. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully, we can get one more in before it's go time.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and if not, I guess I need to figure out what in the world we're going to do. It's just not going to be the same show for a few weeks without you, but we'll see how we can get along.
Well, I appreciate that. You guys will be just fine. I have a lot of faith.
Yeah, good. Well, congratulations on that, and
Thank you.
kind of bringing this full circle. Kids, technology, transformation. You and I had talked recently about Disney Plus and some of the interesting findings or results that platform has had in recent months. What
Oh
were your
yeah.
findings there?
They are crushing it over at Disney. Just one in all of the things that they own everything, right? But then also their pivot to a streaming platform has been amazing for their organization. I mean, they just recently put out a statement that they hit 100 million global subscribers. And they've only been out for just a little bit over a year. I think it's been 16 months. So, I can definitely say my family has Disney Plus. Do you guys have Disney Plus at home?
No, we do not.
Oh, you're missing out, Eric. It's
No,
pretty great. It's
we
pretty
missed
great.
we missed the window at the age of our kids. It would have been great 5 or 8 years ago, but they're a little bit too old for that now, according to them.
Yeah. According to them, they're grown, right? What
Right?
are they?
Exactly.
They're 8 and how old are your
They're
kids?
11 and 14, so they
Oh,
totally
so
have it
totally
all
off over
figured
here.
out, especially the 14-year-old.
Oh yeah, didn't we all at 14? We know
Yeah.
the essence of life. But I mean, it's definitely for the little kids, but they also have exclusive content on there from like Star Wars, and you have Marvel. So there's some stuff on there that would appeal to the 14-year-old too, right? You
Yeah.
got the Avengers, Iron Man.
Yeah,
Those
the only
sound
thing of Disney that's really of interest to them is ESPN. Since Disney owns ESPN, they're super into sports, and that is really what they focus on. So
right. Well, that kind of takes me to the next point is just, streaming services have completely taken over the television industry, and it's interesting to see how quickly it happened. I mean, just within the past, I feel like 5 years, even maybe 10, I don't know, maybe 10 years, not even. All of these organizations, all these networks are starting to branch off and make their own streaming platforms. Like ESPN is separate from Disney Plus. You don't have access to ESPN on Disney Plus. You have to either get the ESPN app or figure it out on the traditional television outlets like Comcast or Dish or whatever your TV subscriber is. So, just seeing how the television industry has evolved so quickly and how much it's impacting other kind of paralleled, or I don't know if it's paralleled or a tangent industry like gaming. Gaming is different too now because you're apparently streaming your games rather than having the disc that goes into the PlayStation. I don't know. That's what I'm being told by my brother-in-law. I don't know if that's actually true, but apparently streaming is everywhere. It's just a new way to do it.
yeah, well, and on top of that, you have streaming, watching people streaming playing video games. So you've got like
Yeah.
Twitch and things where people like our kids will watch videos of people playing video games. I'm like, that's bizarre, but okay, that's what
What
kids are
is
doing these
that
days.
about? Yeah, what is that about? I guess that's the new dream job is being a professional video gamer,
Yeah,
maybe. Who knows?
could be. And it in our house anyway. None of there's four of us in the house, and none of us except for my wife actually watch TV. So like I've never watched TV, so I'm sort of an anomaly to begin with because I've always just disliked watching TV. It just doesn't appeal to me. But our kids used to, and now they just everything's on YouTube. Everything they watch
Yeah.
is YouTube now, and my wife's the only one that actually watches regular TV, the news or whatever. So
Right. It's
interesting.
interesting because I mean, the live TV aspect, I mean, that's really what these big television distributors like Comcast or like Xfinity, etc., That's what they're hanging on to is the live events. It's the news and the sports. Other than that, you have on-demand content anywhere you go. You could just open your browser or you could download the apps. You could do all these things. And it made me think about the ERP digital transformation space, because it's kind of that on-premise versus cloud relationship, is everything is migrating to the cloud. I don't know if we're there to the extent that we are there with streaming services. Everything seems to be streaming. I feel like we're coming up on the brink of that's where television and content is going to live, is on streaming platforms. I don't know if we're fully living on cloud platforms in the ERP industry. I don't know. What do you think? Where are we at on, relative to streaming? Are we fully cloud yet, or does on-premise still have a hold on the industry a little bit?
Yeah, so most of the industry has gone cloud, but there's always some hanger-oners or whatever, hanger-ons, is that what they're called? Whatever the word is for people that are slow to change. The ones that just really like on-prem, or they like the idea of having their own IT infrastructure and hosting that all themselves. Um, but I think most of the industry is going to cloud for sure.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, everything is evolving. We're kind of in that new age of technology. I feel like in the 2000s, 2010, it turned into the connectivity phase where, the internet just came out, Facebook, social media, and then now it's how can we ramp it up a little bit and make everything be, kind of hands free, kind of
Yeah,
no wires, no anything, and you just kind of go to the cloud.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
interesting. Crazy stuff. We're in an interesting time, that's for sure. So it's cool to see it also play out within our industry when it comes to transformations and, what our clients are saying.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. And speaking of what our clients are saying, we're going to have a couple guests on today that'll help us unpack some themes relevant to digital transformation today. We're going to have Dave Beldick on the show again. He was on a few weeks ago, a few episodes ago, and this time we're going to have him on. He's from the Third Stage team, and he's going to be on talking about how to optimize your transformation. So how to sequence and how to plan for an effective transformation, and how to really get the most value out of your transformation. And that's sort of a lost art, or a forgotten art, I should say, where people don't often think about, how do I get the most value for my organization out of this initiative? And so we're going to talk about some of the nuances about that. And that's sort of his area of expertise, is optimizing implementations themselves, but also more importantly, optimizing the value that organizations get out of their implementation. So we're going to have Dave on the show next, actually, after this break. And then later in the show, we're going to have Allison Hopkins and Brian Potts from Third Stage Consulting. We're going to be talking about life as a working parent and just some of the things to be aware of, and some of the lessons there. And you'll have a good discussion with those guys later in the show. So we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll be back with Dave Beldick. And you're listening to Transformation Ground Control. We'll be right back.